Profesuras Campeones. Awesome. I am so excited. We have Dodge Sports, Mathew Dodge in the house. Tenemos a Mathew Dodge de Dodge Sports, el agente de las estrellas de artes marciales mixtas, the manager of the Mixed Martial Arts Stars. Matthew, thank you so much for being again with us here.
Thank you for having me.
It's always great to have you. You give us a perspective from the business side, from the management side. You have so many things going on. We have so much to talk about. But once again, thank you for what you do for different fights and the whole mixed martial arts, combat sports, martial arts community.
My pleasure, and congratulations on the space. This is amazing.
Amazing.
Incredible.
So we have our studios here. The fighters are going to do videos and photos. We have our podcast studio, and we have the venue here. January 30th, 2021. And we're going to have juniors the 29th. And in the adult, we have a new division, which we'll talk about later, about the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones gave me an idea. We have an executive division.
Ooh.
And we have actually some executive fights. 40 and above.
I love it.
So, before we do that, tell everybody basically, briefly, what is Dodge Sports?
We are a full-service MMA agency. We represent some of the top guys in the major MMA promotions, the UFC, Bellator, and a lot of the regional promotions that are the lifeblood right now. LFAs, CFFCs, Titan down here in the 305. We represent men and women, their professional dreams to be the greatest they can. We handle a lot of contract negotiations, marketing deals, branding, everything and anything is what we do for our guys.
And you know you're doing a great job because your guys are so busy. You know, in this time, people are not busy. You've been extremely busy. I tell everybody when you get a chance, visit the social media, Dodge Sports, Instagram, Facebook, it's all Dodge Sports, correct?
Dodge_sports.
Dodge_sports. Excellent. So estamos hablando que Dodge Sports tiene todos los peleas están bien busy. Peleas tienen en las ligas grandes, el UFC, Bellator, las ligas que están en el UFC Fight Pass, LFA, como Time FC. Ha tenido un año bien ocupado y va a cerrar el año fuerte para el próximo año. So I would say in Spanish that you've been a busy year this year, so you're ready for next year.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about what I've been excited because I got through you to meet and work a little bit with Anthony the Genius Romero. And he's fighting this weekend.
It's Friday.
This Friday on LFA, correct? Tell everybody where they can see that.
It's on UFC Fight Pass. There's a lot of great organizations that are now doing deals with UFC Fight Pass. So it's UFC.tv. I think it's a monthly subscription of about $9. So you can see that if you subscribe. He'll be on 9 o'clock on Friday.
Excellent. Well, we're going to be watching, 3 of the fights. South Florida, Miami-Dade County is behind him. He was down here, got to work with him. He's a great kid. He represents combat sports and mixed martial arts because he's got a great attitude with incredible skill. I mean, the Genius is the perfect name for him. And I think his parents are like from Salvador, if I'm not mistaken.
El Salvador. He's going to be wearing some El Salvador fight shorts.
Awesome. So vamos a patrocinar al Anthony El Genio Romero, que va a estar en LFA UFC Fight Pass este viernes. Que los padres son del Salvador, so tenemos todos latinos, todos caribeños, suramericanos, cubanos. Apóyenlo. What is Anthony's social media?
It's Genius MMA.
Genius MMA. So el Genio MMA, Genius MMA. Vamos a apoyarlo, vamos a verlo. Juntos vamos a surgir. So we're telling all the Spanish speaking, all the Latinos to support the Latinos that our symbol is united. There's more power.
Absolutely.
Like you really brought a lot of quality to us and we're helping. Tell me how it's been the journey for the Genius because he was in the fight contender. He's undefeated. He didn't lose and he didn't get a contract. So how's his journey?
Well, he's on a 16-fight winning streak right
16, yes, he's 6-0, increíble, yes.
23 years old. His story is great, by the way. He's a multiple discipline black belt. Karate, jiu-jitsu, Japanese jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, he has all of the attributes you're looking for at the next level. But he's 23, right? And in Contender Series, unfortunately, sometimes age works against you. And although he had a dominant performance in the Contender Series, he won 30-26 on a few scorecards. He didn't get the finish, and Dana White is looking for the finish. So Anthony's going to be using this LFA card as a little bit of redemption, and he's going to work for that finish and just continue to be impressive. So again, he's got time, and he's continuing.
Yeah, he does have father time with him, and who knows? Maybe it was the best thing because he's so young, and he has so much skill. I mean, he has everything combined. He's got really the future in his hands.
He's been fighting since he was 9 years old. So if you look at the history of how much time he's put in, he's probably put in more than a lot of these guys at the UFC level right now. But at the end of the day, you know what? We always talk about this at the agency. Trust the process and be patient. It's not a race to get to the UFC. It's let's get there when we're ready so that we can do really good things.
And yeah, and then let's maintain a legacy afterwards.
For sure.
Longevity, a long career.
And that's what he wants.
Correct. Now, another gentleman that I was talking about that I think he just had his fight week is Maximov.
Nick Maximov.
Nick Maximov. He is with the Diaz brothers, right?
Yes.
I saw him, another beast. Nick Maximov está con el campo de los hermanos Diaz, Nick and Nate Diaz, los famosos de la UFC. Talk to me about his journey. What's going on with him now?
So sometimes you see guys fight up one weight class, right? There's an opportunity they'll fight up a weight class. Nick fought up 2 weight classes in the Contender Series because when opportunity calls, when Dana White calls, you take it no matter what it is. You figure it out, right? So Nick is a 185 pounder, but he fought at heavyweight. So the guy he fought against was 65 pounds heavier than him fight night. And he held him down, and he did his thing. He's a jiu-jitsu. I don't know if he had black belt yet, but he's close. I mean, he's been with the Diaz, as you know. They have very slick ground games in jiu-jitsu and good striking, good crisp striking. So at the end of Contender Series, he wasn't offered a contract in the UFC. But for those who are interested, The Ultimate Fighter is back for season 29 for the first time ever on ESPN.
Wow.
And he's accepted the invitation to be on that. So
good. So we just got that news here. It's The Ultimate Fighter. When is it going to be?
It should start filming in about 2 weeks.
And he's invited.
He's accepted. He's in. He's
He's
one of the
in.
eight. One of
So
the 8
vamos a ver a
guys.
Maximum en UFC Fighters, que va a empezar pronto, apoyarlo también. What's his social media handle?
It should be Nicholas Maximov. Spelling's a little tough on that.
Yeah, I think it's Maxivo.
Yes.
X.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Excellent. Because it's so important to go out there, support, promote. You know, your social media, get the tickets. It's so important to have that support from not only your home base, Dade County, South Florida, but everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You never know where you're going to fight at the next level too, and you won't want to be going into enemy territory. You'd love to have some fans wherever you fight.
Awesome. The next gentleman that I wanted to talk to you about, because you have so many fighters doing so many things, I want to make sure I wanted to cover my notes. I don't want to miss anything. We have Justin Joyson, a big boy. How big?
I think he's 6'7", 250.
6'7",
Yeah.
250 libras. Wow. Tell me about Justin Joyson.
We have a great Canadian presence at Dodge Sports, right? Like,
yes.
you know, we've got probably 5 or 6 really, really high-level Canadian fighters, and he's the #1 Canadian heavyweight. He also fought on Contender Series, but he had a no contest because there was an eye poke. So we brought him over to the States, signed him, had him fight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, one of the first times he was in the United States. And he fought against a PFL, Bellator veteran, had a great fight, won the decision, got a win. Next stop for him is probably going to be Bellator.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, a lot of people don't know you have fighters all around the world. Canada, China.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, it's so incredible that here in South Florida, Dade County, we have sports agents, has fighters all around the world. We have so many treasures and so many resources that is helping the mixed martial arts combat sports in South Florida and throughout the world. Let's talk a little bit, since we're talking about the world, the UFC. The UFC is coming up. We have Hermanson and Vettori.
Italian versus Swede.
Yeah, that's the perfect example.
Yeah.
Italian versus Swede. I know Hermanson is a good grappler, wrestler. Vettori is a good striker. I think Vettori has been really doing very, very good. What do you think about that fight?
Well, Vettori is the guy that a lot of people said beat Israel Adesanya, right? He lost a split decision to Israel early in his career. Hermanson is on a tear, though. He's beaten a lot of the really, really high level. I actually saw him fight live here in Florida, pre-pandemic, when he fought Jacare, and he absolutely demolished Jacare. I know this is a short notice replacement fight for Vettori. In a sense, Vettori was supposed to fight a week after, I believe, or 2 weeks after, and he just got moved up a little bit. Hermanson is too good on the ground. Vettori will have some success standing, but Hermanson's got a phenomenal ground game, and we've talked about this in the past from a betting standpoint, so for whoever's interested, Hermanson opened as a 2-to-1 underdog.
Wow, wow. You know what's so exciting about the UFC? You got all these young guys fighting for positioning now. That it's really exciting, and they're so talented. I think every year that goes by, they get faster, stronger. Technology, the talent just it starts exploding.
Absolutely.
We also have as a common event, St. Bruce and Hill.
OSP.
Yes, OSP and Hill. What do you think about that?
Oh God, it's the new dog versus the old dog, right? OSP has been around a long time. I actually think OSP might be his 20th, 19th or 20th UFC fight, which is crazy. And Hill, I think, is only his third. Hill was also found on the Contender Series, and that is a big feeding,
yes, I saw that.
a big feeding organization, obviously a big feeding platform for the UFC Next Level. I think this is tailor-made for Hill. He's going to come in as a betting underdog, I think, probably in this case, just because OSP has the name brand there. But if you watch OSP fight, he's very slow and he's calculated, but when he throws, he has a lot of power behind
Yes,
it.
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So we got to be careful about that. But I think over 15 minutes, Hill will find a way in the late second round or third round to get a finish.
That's what I think. I think the further it goes, Hill has a better chance. But you got to be careful because you see these guys have been around that all of a sudden they have a new guy and they beat him. And they reestablish themselves that they're not, they're still in the game.
Look at Anthony Smith this past weekend.
Correct. I was going to mention that. That's
Yep.
a perfect example.
Yep.
He did that, and I think he needed that.
He did. I mean, he was really brought in essentially to potentially lose and have a new contender step up in the UFC. So the matchmaking that happens in the UFC, it takes a lot of time. But you see it exactly in this sense, right? Can they reestablish themselves, a veteran who has the name brand, or can a new up and coming guy establish himself as the next contender?
Yeah, I think that's what makes it exciting. In mixed martial arts, anywhere, is that you know who has the percentages of winning, but you never know what's gonna actually happen. Let me ask you a question. The other leagues, for example, I know that there's a lot of other leagues. Bellator doing really good. I forgot the name.
PFL just signed the boxer Clarissa. PFL just signed
her.
her.
She did.
Yep.
Yeah, she did.
Yep.
Well, you know what? The judo girl that she's with,
Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison. She just called out somebody in Titan FC.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titan FC.
Yep.
And Icon. There's Icon also making some waves. So there's a lot going on. What do you think about the general state of the world platform of mixed martial arts?
I think for those who are taking the chances and putting on shows right now, bravo, right? Obviously there's a big platform for those who want to watch. You're taking a lot of risk because you have to meet certain guidelines as it relates to COVID protocol. But for those who are taking those chances, they're being rewarded. A lot of viewership on these, a lot of eyes on UFC Fight Pass and these other shows. So look, these professional fighters have to fight, and if there's only 20% of the shows that are going on right now, you're going to get a higher quality of product. You're going to have a chance to bring in guys and girls from all around the world.
And one of the things I commend Dana White, that he researches possibilities to keep going forward and keep working.
Yeah.
The guy that's on the Shark Tank,
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. He said something. He says entrepreneurs work 80 hours, so they don't work 40.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what they don't see behind the scenes, is all the really work that you have to put in. So he says time, energy, and effort equals success. Now let's talk a little bit about the local scene. We have some boxers here. We have Franco Gonzalez that will be interviewing. There's Regatta boxing happening this weekend, pro boxing in Miami, black tie event. We have Global Legion coming up, professional event coming up. We have Titan FC coming up in December. We have a lot of professional leagues, boxing, combat sports MMA happening in South Florida, Dade County. What do you think about the whole scene?
Amazing. Obviously, we have a governor here in the state of Florida that allows those types of things to happen. Also, from what I understand, there will be a live attendance at this boxing event.
I just heard that today about the governor too, that he's going to maintain that, yes.
Which is great, right? Every state is different, and some states are very, very strict about things, and they're not giving their local fighters who are professionals, a lot of these people do this as their full-time job, an opportunity to make money and earn a living and continue to progress their career. So I'm happy to be living and working in the state of Florida where we're able to do these types of things.
And how was the weather today?
Freezing this morning, and then it turned into a beautiful Miami
weather.
Miami day.
Excellent. And like you said, it gives an opportunity to local people, even people who are not local, to get the spotlight, get promoted, get experience, keep fighting.
Yeah.
In Global Legions, bringing a lot of people in. The Kayla Harris was a judo girl.
Yep.
She's wants to call out somebody from Thailand FC. We have professional boxing. We just covered now. We're going to cover another one. World-class boxing coming on. So it's really, really great because we have so much talent in South Florida and Dade County in the 305. I think probably the maker for combat sports would be Miami, New York, and California. What do you think?
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. There are some hotbeds. Colorado has a lot of, because of the elevation, gets a lot of great athletes over there. Arizona has a lot of great athletes too. Also the elevation, humidity, just gets them more prepared. So those have been popping up, but I would agree, historically, you're looking at here in New York and California.
Awesome. Okay, I wanted to get this because we got to boxing. Did you see the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight?
I did.
What do you think about that?
So I was ultra impressed by both, but extra impressed by Mike Tyson. He still has great movement, phenomenal footwork, good power, can take a punch.
He lost 100 pounds, 220. He looked great.
He looked great. He didn't have any energy issues or stamina issues.
He wasn't tired afterwards.
You know, it was nice to see because what we're seeing a lot of times with these this entertainment boxing that's happening now, sometimes the quality is not great. I was very impressed with both of them.
Yeah, they both put on, I think, a great exhibition. They both looked great. They gave their money's worth. It was better fight boxing than most boxing fights that you've seen recently.
Absolutely.
It was really, really, really incredible. It's good for them. Like I said, now he's going to be doing something like an executive league, which is an incredible idea. The word is out that he might fight Evander Holyfield next.
Would be great.
Yes. How about Paul, the boxing YouTuber?
Look, he's doing great things for boxing. So boxing is in a situation, right, where they need to reinvent themselves. MMA has kind of taken over a little bit of that demographic that has watched him in the past. Jake Paul is great for boxing.
Well, yeah, and he says he wants to fight. He wants to box all the MMA stars.
Yeah, look, I would love to facilitate it. I know a couple guys on my side. Jesse Taylor, who won the Ultimate Fighter season 24, wants to fight Jake Paul in boxing, so we can make it happen.
There's a caller right there.
We can make it happen.
We can make it happen. That's a caller right there. I loved it. Right here we had a caller. Awesome. And I think you're going to see more of combat sports coming together. If you noticed on their show, on the Mike Tyson show, they had Adesanya as a spokesperson. Yep. Sugar Ray Leonard was another spokesperson. Down here in South Florida, we have Bare Knuckles that just happened. We had at least three winners that I know of South Florida. Babu Palomino unified the title. Uli Monster got the fastest knockout in 3 seconds. And we had a young man that I don't remember his name right now, the youngest winner in history of bare knuckle. So
what was he, 20 or something around that?
20 years old.
Amazing.
Incredible. So we have bare knuckle. So we have a lot of things going on, and I see them kind of like supporting each other, which is good. I think it's good for combat sports that everybody comes together and supports each other.
It's necessary.
Yeah. Now let me ask you before we finish, if we have any fighters out there, or anybody interested in the fight game or wants to know about fight game, what do you think they should look for in management and for their career?
So, look, you only get a professional career once, right? So, as soon as you have, a amateur career that you feel comfortable with, hopefully and preferably with 305, where you can be treated right, do things the right way, understand how the fight game works before you turn pro. But once you do turn pro, it's important to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and people that are going to continue to improve you. Don't be the best person in the gym. If you're the best person in the gym, go to another gym, right? As it relates to management, talk to people, right? Get references. Talk to the fighters who are managed by those agencies, because they'll tell you the truth. They'll tell you what's going on, if they're able to help you or not help you. And lastly, don't rush your career. Age is just a number. You might start your career a little later, but don't rush your career. Be patient with it, take the right fights at the right time, put yourself in a position to be successful, and if you do that, you will be successful.
Yeah, I think it's so important that they understand that teamwork makes the dream work. To get surrounded by the right person. even in combat sports, because they say it's an individual sport, but it really isn't.
No.
There's so many behind people behind the scenes in management, promotion, advertising, social media, and to get the right professionals and the right people that, what I call success coaches. I think that if you get the right team, it's at least 50% of the game.
The fight game is won before they even walk in the ring, a lot of times, or the cage, whatever you want to consider. It's all that hard work. It's also all that preparation, right? What other sport has weight cuts? What other sport do you have to deplete your body and then rehydrate and then go out there and perform 24 hours later? It's a lot to it.
Yes.
A lot of good people.
Yes, we were yesterday we had a meeting with a professional league, and they were saying that out of all the combat sports, it is doing so well and it's the best because it's so dynamic.
Absolutely.
Because it's very hard to get a boring fight because they're fighting for their life, they're representing their gyms, their school, their system, their particular arts. In the martial arts, you're representing the teacher, the school. There's like this philosophy behind it that it's very hard for somebody not to go in there and give it their all in a fight.
Every fight matters too, right? Look at some of the guys in the UFC right now who have records of 7-0, 8-0, right? It's not a lot of fights, and at the highest level. And if you're lucky, you might fight 20, 30 times in your career. All the other sports, you're playing 20, 30 times every month or 2 months, So every fight matters.
Awesome. Thank you for the information. We always try to educate, communicate, and inspire the group of fights. It's always an honor and a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being on our team. Hope to see you at our event, and hope to keep informing us of what's happening in the world of mixed martial arts.
Thanks, Elio.
305, donde suben los campeones, Group of Fights, where the champions rise.
Me gusta.
305 fights, 305 fights.
That's the way I like it. Me gusta.
305 fights, what a champions rise. What a champions rise, yeah. In the sunshine state, yeah, where we shine. We got the fights, we got the girls. Andamos como pinas, empezamos.